Hello, everyone. All right, let's talk about the May release schedule 2023. Should just be a few sets on the list: Donruss, Heritage. I see a couple higher end sets, Tribute. Series 2 will be out in June, I'm guessing. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about Series 2. I'll probably talk a little bit about Bowman as well. There should be a couple other retail configurations for Bowman. Should be a worthy discussion point. And then, yeah, May tends to be a pretty quiet month. It is kind of like the off season since there is a lag between the time that sets, just development time to print them, to distribute, and so on. So even though we're in the middle of the baseball season at this point, it takes a little while to get these sets out. So I kind of view the start of the season comes around archives after Series 2. At that point, you've got all the rookies that should be in all the products for the whole season. And then you'll see the release schedule ramp up a bit. So we'll go over the releases in May, and then we'll talk a little bit about Bowman, and we'll talk a little about Series 2. Why not? All right, so before we talk about anything else, the new releases in May, let's talk about Bowman first. I think there might be a couple other retail configurations. First off, the retail boxes, which I saw on the Fanatics website. Those were $130 for the 24-pack boxes. I'm assuming they'll be similar to the retail value box packs. If so, there will be a rough equivalence between the retail boxes and the value boxes, 4-to-1, since the value boxes contain 6 packs. And then the other thing to consider is, mega boxes. So I don't know what the price on mega boxes would be. I'm guessing 50, maybe 60. That would be bad. Let's hope they'll be $50 and then something like, 8 packs, 12 cards with the mega box refractor packs. If that's the case, then mega boxes could be another option for retail. Two things I wanted to talk about before buying completely into the Bowman hype. These are just things that have been on my mind. Bowman's been really fun this year. I'm not gonna lie. Just you buy the value boxes, and then a lot of parallels and autographs are coming out, even the value boxes. So this has been one of the better retail options I've seen out of Topps in pretty much the last 2 years. I mean, other than Topps Update. But yeah, first off, the parallel rainbow is significantly larger than it was last year, and then even in previous years. So I think off the top of my head, I mean, you're talking about thousands of parallels, numbered parallels of all the players in the sets. So if you're kind of wondering why it's been easy to pull parallels of these guys, then that's kind of one of the reasons why the parallel rainbow is so large. So I have my doubts whether the value of the parallels will hold over time, just if there's this many different variations in the rainbow. So that's my first concern. My second concern is the checklist. Now, from what I've seen in the checklist, it tends to have a lot more of these international signings. There's a lot of firsts in this set, don't get me wrong. But on the other hand, there's not too many blue chip, big name prospects yet. A lot of these players are the younger prospects, raw players, international talents. And, the chances of them developing into the MLB caliber player, I think, are a little lower than they are in previous years. So this is something else that needs to be considered. Even the autograph checklist has a few of these players extra on the checklist. So even though we're pulling more parallels and autographs out of the retail configurations, just have my doubts and questions on the quality of the checklist. So with that in mind, I still think retail Bowman is a really good buy. It's just fun to pull autographs and parallels out of these boxes. The best way I can summarize is that Bowman has a very high ceiling this year, but also possibly has a very low floor. That's just my personal opinion. So I will continue to buy Bowman, but I do want to say that I will be a little cautious about how much I'll be purchasing. Just there will be other sets I want to collect. I don't see a need to purchase Bowman right now, as long as the prices remain stable and don't start moving upwards. So, all right, so first set I want to talk about will be Topps Heritage. This typically comes in retail and hobby configurations. So retail blasters usually have something like 7 packs, 8 cards each in them. The hobby configuration will have 24 packs, 9 cards each, 1 auto or relic. Blasters, $25. And then the hobby boxes, I'm seeing $110 for pre-release. You may find these on the Topps website. They might be a little cheaper. I'm guessing $100. I'm hoping it's going to be a little lower, something like 90 though. Not a whole lot of parallels in this set. There's usually just the chrome parallel and then the refractor parallel. I think there's a few others. There might be a couple color variations. The chase cards out of here, in addition to that, there's a 100 card high set in addition to the 400 card checklist. There's all kinds of image variations, short prints, error cards, color swaps. I think they even did a French language, I think a couple years ago. So just oddball stuff. As far as purchasing Heritage, I've noticed that the price of Heritage kind of drops throughout the season, just as more of the releases come out. So folks looking to buy 2023 stuff, we don't really have a whole lot of options right now, but the interest in Heritage tends to diminish over time as the season goes on. So I don't know, Heritage might be something that you might want to look to purchase later on in the season if you're still interested. So I don't know. Personally, I would say wait on Heritage. It's still a buy for me. It's just that I've found that it might be better to wait to purchase Heritage versus picking it up at the release. So Heritage, soft buy for me. All right, next set I want to talk about will be 2023 Donruss. I'm seeing pre-release prices 110, 120, just by a couple sites that are listing them. I haven't seen any on the major websites yet. There probably will be a retail configuration of this as well. I'm guessing $25 blasters. They have had a Donruss Mega Box in the past. I don't know if they'll do that this year. But Donruss is going to be difficult to recommend. I do like this set. I have bought this set in the past. I've considered a good budget option. I think in 2020, kind of when the sports card boom was starting up, this was one of the last remaining affordable products out there. I could buy boxes of this for like $80, $90. Usually have 3 hits in the box. 2 of them will be autographs, and then 1 of them will be a relic. I've noticed a thing with Panini. They do throw in extra hits. Like, I've seen extra autographs come out of boxes. So sometimes you get bonus hits out of that. It's kind of a nice. The big knock against Panini products this year will be they have lost the MLB PA license, so there'll be no active players in the set. It will be a set that's mostly focused on prospects and then also retired players, Hall of Famers. I imagine those will be the chase cards out of Donruss this year. Panini does release a few other prospect sets. I don't know if you think of Elite Extra Edition, Prism Collegiate. Those can be pretty nice. I pulled some pretty nice autographs. In my mind, those are good sets to try to if you just want the autograph of the player, if you want to pull 8 autographs out of a $100 or $80 box, then yeah, Elite Extra Edition is one of those sets that I'll do it out of. Just a fun set. Back to Donruss. Yeah, the lack of active players is going to make this a very difficult set to recommend. No rookie cards, no veterans. All right, let's talk on higher end sets. Panini also has 3 and 2, and then there's also Topps Tribute. These tend to be higher end, pricier sets, hit oriented, just a few cards in the box. For example, Topps Tribute, I think it's like 6 packs, 5 cards per pack, and then 3 autos and relics per box. And boxes of Tribute tend to be very pricey items. It's crazy because I thought in 2019 these were pretty difficult to justify purchasing. They were maybe $250 at that point. Whereas now in 2023, even after the whole peak and the sports card boom is kind of over, we're still seeing boxes of this stuff around $600. So Tribute to me is an entry product into the high end. It's more oriented towards breakers. I totally get the breaking community tends to like these higher end hit oriented products. Definitely not a product that is geared for the average consumer. So the average collector. So Tribute, higher end sets, I tend to pass on these unless there's some kind of ridiculous deal. Even then, I would be very hesitant to purchase Tribute. In my mind, fair value for these boxes is going to be something like $250, $300, something closer to the prices pre-boom 2019, that era. So Tribute, hard pass as well. Not a whole lot of recommendations here so far in this video. All right, let's talk about Series 2, what I think about Series 2. Top Series 2 should release in early June. I plan on making a video on the rookie checklist. That should be out on my channel fairly soon. As far as Series 2, the print run tends to drop off from Series 1. I mean, they have the whole off season to print Series 1. Series 2 usually comes a little faster, and then update is right around the corner. So print runs do tend to be a little lower. There should be a few good rookies to chase, right? James Outman, Corbin Carroll, a few others. If you've seen their rookie card in Big League or Bowman, then chances are they will have a rookie card in Series 2. Other than that, it should be a pretty standard Topps release. As far as how much of Series 2 I'm going to be purchasing, it's definitely going to be less than the amount of Series 1 and update that I've done. But we'll have a full review of that on the next video for the June preview. All right, so let's recap the May release schedule real quick. I'll throw up a table with the prices, what I think the street price will be, and then what I consider fair value, where I would start considering the product itself to be a buy, in my opinion. So Heritage is going to have two different configurations. It's probably going to have a retail and then a hobby version. I would say wait on Heritage. I say wait because the tendency for Heritage is that it's early on in the season. There's nothing else to buy yet for this year. And Heritage tends to drop in price the longer we go on in the year. So you may want to wait on Heritage. I still consider it a soft buy. I'll probably buy a couple boxes for my own PC, try to build a set, maybe pull something nice. Who knows? But yeah, Heritage, buy, but wait, in my opinion. 2023 Donruss is going to be a hard pass for me, retail or hobby. Especially at the prices we're seeing here. I think 110 or 120 seems unreasonable for a set with no rookies, no veteran players, and then only prospects and retired players in the checklist. So I don't know. I think Donruss fair value for these boxes should be something like $70, if that. Unless something amazing happens with the Donruss release, which I'm not considering. For example, if the checklist ends up being very good, like say on the autographs, I'm going to say Donruss is going to be a hard pass for me. As far as Tribute, Sterling, 3 and 2, and these other higher end releases, I'm always going to say pass on these releases. They're definitely geared more towards the breaker community. And yeah, in general, I'm gonna tend to steer away from any high end hit-oriented product. So yeah, Tribute, 3 and 2, Sterling, any of these other high-end sets, something like Museum Collection, always is going to be a pass for me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm always interested in learning about the various sets. I'm always looking to increase my knowledge about, what sets, what people chase in them. I'd love to know. These are just my opinions, and yeah, I think that'll do it for the video. Awesome, thanks for watching.